A season-long struggle at the plate inside the trop continued last night for the Rays as their late rally fell short against the Cardinals. Tonight, Jeff Neiman is looking for just enough offense to earn his third win of the year and tie up the series. Rays and the Cardinals, Game 2 on Sun Sports. Tonight, interleague play continues. The middle game of the final interleague series of the year for the Rays. They will play host to the St. Louis Cardinals. It's turn back the clock night here at Tropicana Field. The Rays wearing the Tampa Smokers uniforms. The Cardinals revert back to the 1953 road fashion statement for the St. Louis Ball Club. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Statz. It's good to have you looking in tonight. Todd Callis will be along in just a few moments. Well, the Rays have gone 1-3 on this homestand. It's the same old story. They're not scoring any runs at home. Brian, in fact, the Rays are averaging only 2.5 runs on this homestand. That's why when Evan Longoria swings the bat better, they think good things could be in store, and we have seen him swing the bat better lately.
Yeah, well, you go back to the last road trip. Starting last Friday in Houston, Evan Longoria has swung the bat a lot better. Look at that, 11 out of 28, average just under 400. He's got the 4 home runs, also has 5 doubles, has driven in 14, and that's what you like to see. 9 of the 11 hits are for extra bases. You see Evan getting more aggressive with his swing. That's what you're really looking for with him, and that tells you that he's more comfortable at the plate, and the more comfortable at the plate he is, the better it should be for the Rays offense.
Yeah, and tonight we will hope that Jeff Neiman is more comfortable on the mound. This will be his third start since coming off the disabled list with a lower back strain.
Well, and let's go back to his first start at Milwaukee. He comes off the disabled list, not sure what you're going to get. He was awesome. Gave up just the 4 hits, did not give up a run, did a nice job of driving the ball downhill. All the secondary pitches fell into place. He elevated when he wanted to. Unfortunately, in his last outing against the Houston Astros, he was elevating the entire time he was out there. He was not able to get the ball downhill. You see the fastballs were up, the changeup there was up. Consequently, he ends up with a poor outing. The 5 earned runs in 3 innings pitched. That will be something to look for early in tonight's game. Fastball command.
And the Coventry Healthcare pitching matchup. Jeff Neiman for the Rays in at 2-4, making his nice start. 24-year-old right-hander Kyle McClellan makes his 14th start. His record 6-4. Got off to a good start. Not so good lately. The earned run average a little over 4. Rays and the Cardinals in store. When we come back, Todd Callis takes a look at the RBI chase inside the Rays lineup.
welcome you back to Tropicana Field. The Rays trying to turn it around after losing 3 out of 4 so far on this homestand. And really, when you talk about the offense, Dwayne and B.A. mentioned how it's much different on the road and at home, but it's really been bunched up at the top of the RBI race. Evan Longoria with 24 runs batted in the month of June. That put him right in the mix, but there you see B.J. Upton leading the way with 42, but Zobrist and Joyce with 40 apiece, and Johnny Damon and Evan Longoria with 37 each. So the top 5 all within 5 of each other, which leads us to our Ottaway text poll question of the evening. Who do you think by the end of the year will lead the Rays in RBIs? You have TB1, B.J. Upton, TB2, Matt Joyce, TB3, Ben Zobrist, TB4, Johnny Damon, or TB5, the guy who had 24 runs batted in the month of June, Evan Longoria. Text your votes to 789-789, standard message and data rate supply. There you see the old school look, the 51 Tampa Smokers and the 53 St. Louis Cardinals. We are a little more than 3 minutes away from the first pitch. Enjoy all the action coming up next in high definition.
TNT by Ottaway. Ottaway, part of Auto Nation, the largest automotive retailer in the country, so we can do big things. By Toyota, moving forward. And by Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. Welcome back to St. Petersburg. Here at Tropicana Field, the Rays and the Cardinals square off for the middle game of this series. St. Louis winning the first game last night 5-3. Tony La Russa's lineup tonight has Nick Punto in there at shortstop leading off. John Jay hits second, followed by Matt Holliday, the DH. Lance Berkman hits cleanup. He's in left. David Freese at first base tonight. Kobe Rasmus in center. Yadier Molina will do the catching. Daniel Descalso is at third base. He hits eighth. And the number 9 hitter, Skip Schumacher.
Now making the start for the Tampa Bay Rays this evening, right-hander Jeff Neiman will be his 9th start of the season. This will be his 3rd since coming off the disabled list. 1 very good, 1 not so good. The rough outing came in his last start against the Houston Astros. He gave up 5 earned in 3 innings, but the start before that against the Milwaukee Brewers, very good, 6 shutout innings. We'll see very shortly who shows up tonight. Let's take a look at the Smokers defense as it lines up tonight. Left to right in the outfield, Justin Ruggiano, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Reed Brignac, Ben Zobrist, and Casey Kochman. Kelly Shopik will be behind the plate.
Well, the key for Neiman is to keep the ball down. Joe Madden looking on, flanked by Davey Martinez. Tony La Russa, the skipper of the St. Louis Cardinals, in his 16th year as the manager in St. Louis. So Neiman all set to go to work. Punto, the switch hitting infielder, now wearing a St. Louis uniform after being a member of the Twins for 8 years. And the first pitch of this game is a strike. So we're underway. Punto has spent some time on the disabled list, has played in just 28 games. Fouls it away. 0-2. So a big outing for Neiman because he was very impressive against the Milwaukee Brewers. He had great command. He pitched down in the strike zone. It was a different story in Houston. A lot of pitches out over the plate, hittable pitches.
Oh, that's the key. I mean, Jeff Neiman's already got built-in advantage of being 6'8". On top of that mound, if he's able to stay over the rubber, stay nice and tall, and drive that ball downhill, you know, something actually in the pregame show we had a nice demonstration showing what that exactly means. But that's what he did against Milwaukee. Worked around the knees. He elevated when he wanted to.
And there's a strike call. Punto caught looking to start this game one away.
Follows up that curveball down and in, comes right back in with the fastball, and just locks up Nick Punto. Puts that right there on the inner half. Good start.
One out. Here's Jay. And the pitch is a strike.
That's the fastball you're looking for. That one right there, right down by the knees. When he's able to do that and then bring the ball up in the strike zone when he dictates, that's when you're going to see a very good Jeff Neiman.
This pitch, a fastball in off the plate. The count is 1-1. Jay sort of tucks that bat the way he holds it on the left side here.
Got those hands, yeah, behind the body.
And it's fouled away, and there's a lot of movement. A lot of pitchers, if they see that, and you can speak to this better than I can, but if they see a lot of movement in a hitter, they have the idea that they can get the ball by him.
Yeah, they can get the ball by him that's close to him.
Yeah.
And also you can change speeds on those guys because they have so many different timing mechanisms.
And a swing and a miss just like that. Curveball. So he did. He got a fastball in and then struck him out with a curveball.
Yeah, when hitters have a lot going on, you want to either change speeds on them and you can beat him with the fastball in. You're right, Dwayne. He comes in and then that good curveball. That all stems from the fact. Look at all the hand movement. Now he's got to get those hands into hitting position, get his timing down with his stride, pick the foot up, put it down. There's just a lot going on there, and that leaves him vulnerable to fastballs on the hands and the change of speed. He was just exploited with both of those pitches by Neiman.
Matt Holliday. Fastball is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Holliday at .322, 10 home runs, and as you see there, 40 runs batted in. And a roller through past Longoria. Brignac with a backhand in the throw. Not going to be time at first base. Great effort by Brignac. And one hopped into Kochman. Brignac almost pulled off a dandy of a play right there.
Nothing else Reed Brignac could have done. This was tremendous. Way deep in the hole, throwing off of one leg, jumping away to even make that close. And he did beat it, but Reed Brignac with a phenomenal effort right there.
So Holliday is aboard on the infield hit. And here's Lance Berkman. Holliday and Berkman now the 1-2 punch in this lineup for St. Louis. And a ground ball, that's foul outside of first. Although the Cardinals, we discussed last night, and up until a CT scan on Albert Pujols, they got the results of that, and we were discussing the idea that it might be early August, maybe mid-August, and now they're talking the possibility of Pujols being back in this lineup right after the All-Star game. Pitch is outside. It's 1-1. He had that the wrist injury was on the 19th of June. So right after the All-Star game would be less than a month.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty aggressive. Especially you're talking about, a hitter, the wrist. There's a lot, strong hands, strong wrist. A lot of that plays into a swing.
It's low. 2 balls and a strike to Berkman.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. But that seems to be a pretty aggressive date. However, I have not taken a look at the CT scan or the X-ray, so I can't speak to with any real credibility.
Even if I looked at it, I'm not sure there would be any credibility involved either. Oh, there's a strike, and the count is 2-2.
Well, that would certainly be a boost to this St. Louis lineup, and really to the psyche of the team.
Yeah.
I mean, if he were able to come back and beat it by a couple of weeks, really put a bounce in everybody's step.
Well, they've had some issues, not only Pujols, but with their pitching, trying to keep it healthy, and they're still in first place by a game in the National League Central. And this guy at the plate right here, Lance Berkman, has a lot to do with that. Punto called out on strikes. Jay swung and missed a curveball for strike 3. Holiday got one into the hole deep between short and third, past Longoria. Brignac made a diving attempt, backhanded, an attempt to throw him out at first, but he beat the play. Down and in. Good stop by Shopik. Breaking ball with some bite, a lot of that down and into the dirt. Full count. Pitch hit on the ground to the right side. Zobrist from short right. The throw to Kochman. Berkman's out of there. Cardinals going to hit, leave a man, and we go to the bottom of the first. No score. First inning. They'll have Johnny Damon lead it off, followed by Zobrist, and then Longoria. Matt Joy's cleanup. Upton and Kochman, with Justin Ruziano hitting 7th in front of Shopik and Brignac.
Making the start for the Cardinals. That'll be his 14th start of the season. Right-hander Kyle McClellan.
And the first pitch is low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
He does have the 1 appearance out of the bullpen. 6-4. ERA just over 4.
Tap foul, 1-1.
He's a sinker bowler and he likes to work fast. He enjoys afternoon day games followed by dinner and a movie.
And a ground ball, base hit to left. Through the hole on the left side to the left of Descalso. So Johnny Damon is aboard. Damon, who last night went 0 for 4, has a base hit here to open it, and that will put him 1 hit in front of Ted Williams. And he'd like that baseball as a souvenir. .2655, and the fans acknowledge Damon's career accomplishment. He is in very heady company, just passing Ted Williams. Now Ben Zobrist. And Damon is back in. You know, if you think of it, and Damon just touched on that the other day. If you think of it, you're a kid. You think it's sometime in your lifetime that you'll have as many and now more hits in the major leagues than Ted Williams. That's an amazing accomplishment in your professional life story.
It would be hard to fathom even thinking along those lines. How long it would take, how you'd have to be healthy, you'd have to be obviously very talented. Yeah, that is something.
Zobrist lifts the fly ball into center. Rasmus backs up a little bit and makes the catch. So that's the first out. He's going to get Evan Longoria to the plate. Evan now with 10 home runs and 37 runs batted in. And a lot of those runs batted in since the Rays got into interleague play. He leads the majors in interleague play. Runs batted in with 18. Takes a strike.
He's driven in 14 of those runs just in the last week.
Pitch is low. 1-1. 5 home runs and 18 runs batted in against the National League this year. The Rays are 10-6 against the National League, but just 1-3 on this homestand against the Reds and the Cardinals. Popped up. William Wolf from first base makes the grab. 2 away.
Now let's take a look at the St. Louis defense tonight. Left to right in the outfield, Lance Berkman, Colby Rasmus, and John Jay. Across the infield, third to first, Daniel Descalso, Nick Punto, Skip Schumacher, and David Freese. Yadier Molina behind the plate.
And here's Matt Joyce, who homered last night. The Rays tried to mount. The Rays start this game. Started the day 5 back. They're now 5.5 back of New York, running third. There's a strike called, so they could use a win tonight. The Yankees have beaten the Mets, and the Red Sox have put 3 up in the first inning at Houston already. The Rays starting 5.5 back, and the Red Sox 3 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. So this it is an important game for the Rays as we look at the AL East.
I mean, as hot as New York is, you just cannot continue to, drop games here and there and continue to lose ground, fall behind. You got to try to just match him. Good changeup there by McClellan. Try to match him, stay in it before you get your head-to-head with them here in a week, and then right after the All-Star break.
Yankees have won 7 in a row and 9 of their last 11 to take the 3-game lead over Boston and the 5.5-game lead over the Rays. Damon back in at first.
One positive for the Rays is they're going to see plenty of New York and Boston from here on out. So they'll have their chances.
1-2 pitch. Liner up the right field side, and that's going to be foul. Pulled into the stands.
By the way, on a side note, I'm kind of digging these unis.
Yeah.
I like the they are very good.
Even without the cigar. Those original uniforms had a cigar on them. The 1-2. This one down and in. So, if you'll excuse the expression, they are replicas, but not exact. They're close, but no cigar to the Smokers replica jerseys.
No, you didn't.
Just to hear you chuckle. 2-2 the count now to Joyce. And a high fly ball lifted into center. Rasmus a bit to his right and left center makes the catch to retire the side. Rays get a hit. That's struck to left field by Johnny Damon. And with that hit, Damon moves into 71st on the all-time hit list, one up on Ted Williams. Second inning. Look at Johnny Damon after picking up that base hit in the bottom of the first. He continues his climb up the all-time hit list. Jeff Neiman back out there on the hill. Picked up a couple strikeouts, gave up a 2-out single. And then retired Berkman to get through the first on 17 pitches. Here's David Freese playing first base tonight. Rasmus and Molina to follow. Jeff's pitch is low and outside. 1-0. Jeff Neiman has never faced the Cardinals. He is 3-2 and 9 career interleague starts. It's 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Neiman opened that series in Milwaukee against the Brewers, and the Rays came out of that with an 8-4 victory. They scored 8 runs. Of course, that was on the road, averaging just a little over 3 runs a game at home this year, and 2.5 runs a game on this homestand. 3-2 now to Freeze. But in that game, you see right there, 85 pitches of shutout baseball. 4 hits. He walked 3, struck out 5. High popper right side down near the bullpen. I don't think Kochman can get there, and it's a foul ball. One thing about these uniforms, and I'm with you, I love the way they look, but they don't make you look any faster, do they?
No.
They're not exactly streamlined when it comes to a speedy appearance.
It's the horizontal stripes on the socks.
Well, you know what they say. I mean, horizontal, vertical, all of that. All of those fashion tips. Pitch inside. A fastball misses. Freeze draws a walk. Hey, speaking of fashion tips.
Yeah, how about this? Come early and stay late tomorrow when the Rays host these St. Louis Cardinals. The first 10,000 kids 14 and under receive this DJ Kitty puppet presented by Chevrolet. And then you can stay after the game and catch the Wiggles as they kick off their North American tour here at Tropicana Field. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets right now.
Despite what we saw on the last road trip, we cannot say that that puppet is a talking puppet. Although the one we saw on the road did talk. High popper, foul ball off the batter. Rasmus, it's going to be out of play as Shopik went back there. There it is. And it was talking at that time. But they will not be talking puppets. You have to provide your own audio. They're still very cute.
Cute furry little cat.
You have to be your own puppeteer. One strike the count. Did he go? He did not on the appeal, and it's a 1-1 count. Leadoff man on. Second inning. It's a little close with a fastball. Up a bit as well. 2 balls and a strike. We have seen Doug Eddings, who's working the plate tonight. We have seen him in the past give the high strike. Wave and a miss. The count is 2-2. So let's see how that works out tonight, if that assessment continues to hold true.
He was pretty aggressive with the strike zone in the first inning. Seemed to be a pitcher's zone, a little bit wide.
And that's pretty close. Ball 3, full count.
And very close here on this fastball. Trying to close it out.
Off the plate.
Just off the plate. And you can see Eddings has a good view of it. Boy, that is so close. That looks like it's even closer than what Pitch Track shows. Really close.
Fly ball lifted straight back into center field. Right there is B.J. Upton. One away.
I'll tell you the one thing that you see here from Jeff Neiman in the early going that's very encouraging is the willingness to pitch both sides of the plate. You know, he's moving the ball in and out. There was a full count fastball that really got into the swing of Rasmus, and He kind of fisted that ball out there, a weak little fly ball to center field, but it's that back and forth, keep these hitters off balance, and you can kind of do that until you find that really good command that you want down in the zone. Just move the ball around.
Here's the catcher, Molina. A liner into center. Went after a first pitch fastball. Down to second goes Freeze. The Cardinals put men at first and second.
Yeah, when you look at this replay, you're going to see this is where Jeff Niemann gets into trouble. It's the lack of command with the fastball. It's out over the plate, and it's elevated. Look at this. Right at the belt, middle of the plate. That's where he will get hurt. That swing level right with the waist. He didn't get it to the outside corner, and he didn't get it down.
Brings up the third baseman, Daniel Descalso. It's covered up by Shopik. 1 ball, no strikes. That might have been the split-fingered pitch he has, and we have not seen that a lot from him.
No, not at all. I mean, Jeff Niemann, that for last year, that was a big pitch for him, especially against left-handed hitters. But here's the interesting thing. Well, what has Jeff Niemann struggled with the most this year? It's fastball command, leaving a lot of fastballs up in the zone that are hittable. That one even there
was hittable.
Right down the middle. So that's the pitch that he has really struggled with. Well, when you think about a changeup or a split finger, that is the pitch that plays off the fastball the most. And so if he feels like, hey, I don't really have good command of my fastball, he's going to start to shy away from the changeup or the split, thinking if I'm keep elevating and hanging my fastball, well, I'm going to do the same thing with the split or the changeup. So he's gone to more curveballs against the left-handers as opposed to the split, which he used much more last year.
The foul ball back, and the count is 1-2. In that Milwaukee outing, just a little checking. I had him for one attempt at a split finger in the Milwaukee outing.
And that was, like I said, that was a pitch that last year, 2 strikes. There's a pretty good chance a left-handed hitter was going to see that at least once. I mean, he will throw his curveball with 2 strikes, but the split played a much bigger role, and he's staying away from that this year, and I suspect it's because of his lack of command with the fastball.
And a wave and a miss. He threw the curveball there. A 1-2 pitch to strike out Descalso.
That's been his most consistent pitch, command-wise, has been his curveball. That has been there for him. This is a good one. Look at that spin. Tight. Throws it right out over the plate. That is a very, very good, high-quality pitch.
Well, he got Jay with that curveball in the first, and now he gets Descalso with the curveball. Skip Schumacher. It's a high foul. Left side, and Ruggiano's making the catch. Justin Ruggiano went into a slide behind the bullpen mound to make that catch. High foul, and had enough hang time to give Ruggiano to slide in there and make the grab. Stamp it with a star. B.J. Upton leads it off, goes after the first pitch, hits it to deep short. Punto's throw is not in time. There's a base hit. Punto from the hole at short could not get it over there. Upton's speed gives him a base hit.
Now B.J. hustling all the way down the line, put Nick Punto into a tough position. You see he stops to gather his footwork there to make a stronger throw, but that little delay, that gave B.J. all he needed to be there first.
The Rays with another leadoff base hit. Damon opened the first with a single. Upton with the infield hit. Here's Casey Kochman. Time granted. Rays facing McClellan. Kyle McClellan. He's 24 years old. To first base. The opposition has done a little running on him. Just 6 attempts, but they've been successful 5 of those. They were successful 80% of the time last year. There goes B.J. Pitch is a strike, and so is the throw down. Upton is out. Molina, you talk about a strike from your catcher. He was right there with the throw. Punto took the peg.
It started with Kyle McClellan with just a modified little slide step. Just pick the foot up, put it down. He was quick to the plate. Yadier Molina was quick with the transfer, release, accurate and strong with the throw. Got B.J. by plenty.
The pitch, Kochman fouls it back. He's down now, 2 strikes. B.J. caught for just the 5th time this year. Kochman hits it on the ground fair by the third base bag, and he has a single. But Kochman continues to hit the ball all over the field.
Well, this was a curveball that I mean, I don't even know why he swung at it. The ball was up and away, out of the zone. Third baseman off the bag, and right there, you pop it right down there. Descalso is giving him all that room. I've seen him do that a few times with a ball right down the third base line as of late.
Look how spread out all his hits are.
Yeah, well, that's how you hit 330 plus.
The curveball into Ruggiano for a strike. Ruggiano hitting 300. 60 at bats for the Rays. He's hit 3 home runs into the dirt, blocked by Molina. Molina calling that curveball and looking for it, and shifting as if he were looking for it.
Always anticipating.
Foul ball. Upton singled. He was caught trying to steal. Kochman has singled. It's down 2-2. McClellan was a big part of the Cardinals bullpen the last couple years. He made 68 appearances last year, 66 the year before, and 68 in 2008. A lot of bullpen work. Swing and a miss. He got him on a fastball. First strikeout for McClellan. In the game tonight and all season, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. So with 2 gone, Kochman is still at first, and Kelly Shopping stepping in. Side with a curveball.
And you see how easy Molina makes that when he slides out there to block that curveball in the dirt. You know, you always expect the worst, hope for the best, and never assume.
Upstairs, 2-0.
And that's the approach that Molina takes. And so when, you know, whoever may be out there, Kyle McClellan, Kyle Loesch, anybody, they yank a curveball, he makes it look easy. He's already anticipating out there in the proper position most of the time and just smothers those balls.
Just a pulled foul down in front of Tom Foley. The Rays 3 hits, no runs here as we play in the second inning. Another foul ball. Just went off the stands. So it goes to 2-2. McClellan has given up a hit per inning. Coming in 85 hits and 85 innings. 402 earned on average. And has given up 11 home runs. He leads their staff in home runs allowed. And a swing and a miss. He strikes out Shopping. Went off speed with him. So at the end of 2, it's no score. The third inning, the Rays and the Cardinals. Justin Ruggiano playing in left field, getting the start. Here's our Toyota inside look at this sliding catch beyond the bullpen mound.
Very good court awareness there by Justin Ruggiano, making that slide. The short wall coming up on him. He pulled the feet up, made a tremendous catch.
So it's the top of the order for the Cardinals. Nick Punto to open the third. After the first pitch, popping up foul. Shopping taking off the mask, but it's well out of play. Strike one. Jay next, and then Holiday. Foul the other way. 2. Punto right after the first of the year had a sports hernia. He Had abdominal surgery for that and came back from that, and then in about the middle of May went back on the shelf on the disabled list. The strained right forearm. Lines this one softly to second. Little leap, and Zobrist makes the catch. One away here in the third. Just a reminder, be on the lookout for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment coming up later in tonight's game.
There's a little tray of greatness.
On its way to an individual great moment. Down and in to Jay. 1 ball, no strikes. Neiman got Jay on a curveball. Had him swinging for strike 3 in the first. Ball is fouled the other way, out of play. 1-1.
And you see, we talked about John Jay, you know, a lot going on in his setup at the plate, a lot of hand movement, and that was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that was out over the plate that just got by him because he wasn't ready.
2 balls and a strike. Now things have to be just right and all come together out of all of that mix of movement. Ground ball to shortstop. Renyak throws him out. With the fastball on the ground for the second out.
I mean, that's a tough way to hit because you have all those, you know, all that stuff going on and that little hitch with your hands behind you before you get ready to swing the bat. You've got to be able to cover 95-mile-an-hour fastballs and 72-mile-an-hour curveballs.
Yeah, and when he leads the league, it's going to be a timing mechanism.
Yeah, I mean.
But you're right, and that's why we talked about that the first time he was up. It's an added challenge to try to hit, especially in the big leagues like that. Holiday lifts a fly ball into right off a fastball, and Joyce makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. We got to the bottom of the third. No score.
Tisdale, stationed at Cobb Spiker, Iraq. I want to wish everyone back at home in Tampa, Florida, happy 4th of July. Go Rays.
We're privileged to send out this telecast over Armed Forces Network, and we'd like to thank and welcome all of the members of the United States military watching in 175 different countries and on ships at sea around the world. Thanks for all you do. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Reed Brignac takes a strike. This is low to the Rays shortstop. Reed, 184. It's foul the other way, out of play. Top of the order to follow with Damon and Zobrist coming up. And a swing and a miss. The changeup takes care of Brignac. One away, and let's check in now with Todd Callis.
On this turn back the clock night, Dwayne, who exactly are the Tampa Smokers? Well, the Rays are wearing the replicate uniforms from the 1951 team, and here are some of the players. Jim Bagby was a pitcher, went 9-1. Dale Mathewson, 18-5 with a 2.08 ERA. The catcher, Earl Brucker, was their leading home run hitter with 8 home runs, 28 doubles. Joel Chapman, a lefty hitting outfielder, hit 308. And Carlos Bernier hit 21 triples. Nobody else in the league had more than 11. Also led the league by more than 30 runs scored. They went 90-50, and they were the Florida International League champions. Jim Bagby Jr. ended up pitching with Cleveland, and he's the guy, guys, that stopped the Joe DiMaggio hitting streak. Back to you.
Pitch is foul, out of play. That's exactly right. That's the acclaim of Jim Bagby. He's on that club managed by Lou Boudreau. Pitch inside to Johnny Damon. The count is 1-2.
Now Kyle McClellan getting the feeling that Johnny Damon's starting to lean out over the plate, so he stood him up.
And there's a base hit off a breaking ball. So Damon is 2 for 2. Came in with a fastball and then let that little curveball out over the plate.
That's why it's all about execution. He hung this curveball. You see that swing level. That ball was up in the zone. Here's a good look at it. Johnny Damon just whacks it out into right field.
The Rays have a base runner with 1 out. Ben Zobrist. And there's a curveball in there for a strike. You know, McClellan's numbers have been very, very good, especially against left-handed hitters. And that's been true year in and year out. That St. Louis bullpen, and now as a starter, he came into this game left-handed batters hitting only 189 against him, and that includes his fastball. They're hitting only 189 off his fastball.
Yeah, and he's a sinker baller. I mean, his ground ball percentage very high, so you know. I mean, that is his pitch, but it doesn't look to be, you know, a huge sinker. I mean, it's a nice little sinker, but nothing that you would think that he would hold lefties to an average that low. I mean, he does have the good changeup to go along with it.
I talked to Ricky Horton, who's part of their broadcast crew, the left-hander who pitched for the Cardinals, about that. Here goes the runner. The pitch hit sharply to first. Freeze up with it and steps on the bag. And Damon moves into second base. Johnny breaking on that hard-hit ground ball. Freeze made the play.
Watch how quickly this gets to Freeze as he comes off the bag. I mean, this ball gets smoked right off the glove. Finds it easily with the bare hand and gets the out. That was a nice play. That ball gets by him, and they're still running.
So Evan Longoria will come up with a runner at second and 2 outs. And Ricky Horton felt the same way about it. I said, hey, this guy, left-handed hitters are hitting only 189 against his fastball. And I said, you know, that sinker, and we don't get a chance to see him. We saw him a few years ago in a relief appearance, but you don't get a chance to see these guys in interleague play. So I said, that sinker, I know he's got a changeup, but that sinker must really be one that fades down and away to that left-handed hitter. And he said, that's a nice sinker and it's a nice change, but nothing really special. But boy, his numbers have consistently been special.
Well, you know what that he has done is with 2 strikes, the batting average against him is just 126. And when you look at his breakout at pitches, he really does a nice job of mixing everything. He's not stuck just on one pitch.
Longoria hits a high fly ball into right field. That was a fastball. Jay makes the catch a couple steps from the track, and the Rays leave Damon at second base. We go to the 4th. No score. Time for the AT&T trivia question. Who are the three players who hold the franchise records for singles, doubles, triples, and home runs? They hold their franchise records for hitting for the cycle for their careers, I guess. Singles, doubles, triples, and home runs. But three players lead their franchises in all of those categories. Lance Berkman bats against the shift. Pitch is away. Longoria left alone on the left side. Grignac, Zobrist, and Kochman bunched on the right side. And speaking of Bagby and Boudreau and Ted Williams, it was Lou Boudreau who designed that Ted Williams shift. And now there's shifts all over the place. And there's a high fly ball hit deep to right. Joyce will run out of room. And Berkman has just hit his 21st home run of the year. A 2-0 fastball, and that's how you defeat the shift. You hit it over it, and Berkman just did. St. Louis takes a 1-0 lead.
Now, Lance Berkman got a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. They want it in. Doesn't quite get there, and he's able to get the hands through and get good extension and finish. Well, you see that solid contact, a lot of air underneath it. Just launches it.
So the Cardinals break out in front here in the fourth. David Freese fouls a fastball back. That's a strike. Tap, going to be a tough play. No play, a bare hand pickup by Longoria, but by the time he came in to pick it up, there was no play at first.
Well, Freese is not the type of hitter that you're going to be playing even with the bag or in. You get that bad contact, and sometimes it just ends up in no man's land.
Nobody out. Here's Kobe Rasmus. Rasmus lifted a fly ball into center field the first time around. He takes the pitch for a strike, curveball. Rasmus hit what turned out to be the back-breaking home run against the Rays last night. A 3-run homer in the 8th. Gave the Cardinals a 5-run lead at the time. The Rays scored 3 in the bottom of the inning and dropped that game 5-3. There's a strike, and here's that home run last night.
A fastball from J.P. Howell that just ended up middle of the plate. And you're right, that extended that lead out to 5-0, and Cardinals would hold on and win that ball game.
Swing and a miss. He's out on strikes. Strikeout number 4.
Well, here's the put-away curveball. The swing and the miss, and then good hop there by Kelly Shopik. Bouncing up. Knocking this ball down, keep it in front of him. David Freese looked like he wanted to maybe take a shot at heading up towards second base, but Kelly Shopik popping out behind the plate like that kept him right over there at first.
The first pitch, Molina takes a curveball this time. He singled off a first pitch fastball his first time up. So Neiman starts him with a curveball for a strike. Cardinals have a run, 4 hits. The Rays, no runs, 4 hits. base hit the other way. Another fastball. Freeze stops at second. And Molina's 2 for 2.
Well, get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates are going fast. So act now to make your private group reservation behind the Rays bullpen by calling 888-FAN-RAYS, or you can go online at raysbaseball.com.
So a little bit of a spot now for Neiman after giving up the leadoff home run to Berkman. That, by the way, is Berkman's second career home run off Neiman. He's 3 out of 4 with 2 home runs and a walk off Neiman. Descalso. Pitch is a strike. Descalso struck out on a curveball, swung through it his first time. It's another one and misses. 0-2.
That has been the pitch for Jeff Neiman. The curveball, the one pitch that has been there for the most part all year long. And he brought a very good one here tonight.
And a chopper over the mound, going to be a tough play. Safe at first, the bases are going to be loaded. Well, he hit a curveball and just chopped it over Neiman's head. And by the time Zobrist got there, not much to do except try to get him at first. And on that infield hit, they're loaded.
Well, Ben Zobrist could not charge that ball all the way through. Yadier Molina got in his way running to second base. He had to wait for him to go by, wait on the ball, then finish the charge. And by then it was too late. You know, if he comes in hard all the way, maybe he gets it. But he had to hold up right there, then start again, and then try to make the play. Not enough time.
Now the bases are loaded with 1 out, and Skip Schumacher, the 9th placed hitter, steps in. The pitch is down. Freeze reached on an infield hit. Molina hit a soft liner into right for a base hit. Descalso reaches on an infield hit, and the bases are loaded. Double play ball. Zobrist, Brignac 1, Kochman 2, 4-6-3. Exactly what Neiman and the Rays needed there. They limit the damage to 1 on the home run by Berkman. They get out of the bases loaded jam on the double play ball. Rays coming in ahead in the bottom of the 4th, down 1-0. Subway, eat fresh. My Buddy's Home Furnishings with lease purchase programs are up to 6 months, same as cash on furniture, TVs, appliances, and more. And by your local Southern Ford dealers. Rays continue against the Cardinals, moving into the bottom of the fourth with Matt Joyce hitting a bouncing ball to second. Schumacher to his right makes the pick up and throw, and on one pitch there's one out here in the bottom of the inning. The answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question, looking for the 3 players who hold their franchise records for singles, doubles, triples, and home runs, and they would be the Cardinal great Stan Musial, one of them, Robin Yount the other one, and George Brett, number 3. Pitch is down. Not a lot of players will. Not a lot of players will come close to that. It's hard to spend your entire career with one team now. If you can look at those numbers by Musial, Yount, and Brett.
And you got to be well rounded too. I mean, you've got to be able to hit the long ball, have speed for triples.
There's a liner, but it's going to be foul. Out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. Two and 2. Foul out of play. Kyle McClellan, 24-year-old right-hander on the mound. He's been consistent tonight. 14 pitches in the first, 14 pitches in the second, and 14 pitches in the third. And he strikes out E.J. Upton with a fastball. 2 outs here in the fourth inning.
Well, he got him to chase a fastball up in the zone early in the count, then went to a couple of sliders. Comes back with that fastball up in the zone. Kyle McClellan not accustomed to throwing that ball up there. You know, being a sinker baller, he's trying to work down in the zone. Be elevated a couple there to B.J. Upton and picks up the strikeout.
Now Casey Kochman is the hitter. First pitch is a strike. High fly ball, center field. Rasmus still going back and makes the catch as he hits the track. 3 up, 3 down for the first time tonight for the Rays. On to the 5th, 1-0 St. Louis. At the ballpark, special moment in the stands. Matrimony has been proposed and accepted here. A joyous moment at Tropicana Field.
What color is the hair going to be for the wedding?
The nails will match.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Look how happy they are.
Yeah,
everywhere.
She was into it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not the,
how fun
I
is
don't.
that, huh?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do it, and you better know that she's going to say yes. Let's get that straight.
Yeah.
We got 26,000 witnesses.
That would be awkward, to say the least. But they're both for it, it would appear.
But you've seen it before where the answer's yes, but the eyes, they're lying. You know, it's like, oh, yeah, I guess.
Right.
She was all into it.
It's a great night at the ballpark. They just met tonight here. That's what happens. You come to the ballpark, anything could happen.
Magical.
Yeah.
Tropicana Field is magical. bumped into each other on the way to their seats. Look at that.
Oh, you look special to me. Yeah, you look special too. I just happen to have a ring. That's a great idea. And some roses. Oh, great. That is really, really cool. Yeah, where's Todd at a moment like this?
Trying to bump into somebody.
Hey, I was going to tell you, I saw you trying to push him around. I was really disappointed in your behavior. You just went in, pushed him all over.
I
the
was
place
following
at the
orders.
show.
Hey, listen, I had to do a demonstration, and there was a specific spot I needed to do it from. Todd was standing in that spot, so, you know.
Yeah, but he didn't give any ground. I'll give that to him.
No, he didn't, and he was almost, if he wasn't in the middle. See, that's how locked in he gets, though. And I respect that because I was giving him some forearm shivers, and he was holding his ground and didn't miss a syllable.
Yeah, being a pro.
He was a pro.
That's right. 3-2 the count to Nick Punto. And a ground ball to second. Zobrist picks it up and they flip to first. If he's a real pro, he's going to find that couple because we want to hear from them. Time right now to look at the upcoming Rays schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Rays and the Cardinals tomorrow, and then the Rays hit the road, Minnesota and New York before the All-Star break. We look forward to the upcoming Rays schedule, and you can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color. It's John Jay. Pitch is a strike. Hold up on that breaking ball, and he's had a tough time with Neiman tonight.
Neiman has been working him over. He got him with the breaking ball in the first at bat, surprised him with the fastball in the second at bat, and then a couple of curveballs here, and he has him way out of sync.
Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Close. Check. 2-2. Even touch for the home run by Lance Berkman in the 4th inning. It's a 1-0 game as we play in the 5th. He just missed on the inside part this time. Fastball a little too close, and the count is full. Ball, and that one stayed wide, and Jay just decided not to swing the bat and take 3 pitches.
That wasn't working for him.
So he draws the walk. One out pass gets Matt Holliday up there. First, Jay's back in. St. Louis perfect on their interleague road trip. They swept the Orioles 3 games. They beat the Rays last night. There's a strike. Curveball catching the zone. First pitch to Holiday. It's the count running 0-1.
Well, the Cardinals as a whole don't run a ton. However, Jeff Niemann prone to giving up the stolen base. This might be the guy that you try it off of.
That pitch is foul. Fastball.
Yeah, that was a good fastball. Follow-up fastball to that breaking ball. That one got in on Holiday. That
appeared to have a little boring action on
it. It did, and he went to lean out there to take a swing and had to really pull his hands in tight and tied him up nicely.
Into the dirt, breaking ball. He went around. He's out on strikes. And Holiday's got a little exchange going with the plate umpire Doug Innings. Tony La Russa quickly out of the dugout to keep Holiday in the game. They tried to check his swing. He went around, said plate umpire Doug Innings.
Now this was a snap curveball by Niemann. Very, very close.
Holiday still vocal from the dugout. La Russa again in line between Innings and Holiday.
Well, this crew has shown the willingness to just start firing people out of the dugout. So you better watch it.
Rays had 4 ejections last night. And now here's Berkman. 2 outs and a man on. That home run Berkman hit in the 4th inning is the 2nd home run he's hit off Niemann. He hit one last year in Houston in May, and that came in a 4-2 Rays win for Niemann. Right now the Rays are down 1-0. They want to be careful of Berkman. He shoots it into center field. B.J. Upton is there and takes care of that. Fastball away, got him. No runs, a walk, and a man left. Bottom of the 5th coming, 1-0 St. Louis. Be remiss if we didn't wish a very happy birthday to the oldest member of our crew, Stan Rhodes, our high first camera operator. Stan is the best. He's been around. He's been on both sides of this business, behind the camera and in front of it, and I'll show you how handsome he was in his early days. Justin Ruggiano takes the pitch for a strike. He's handsome right there. He's a guy who wears his experience well. He's one of the truly one of the outstanding members of our crew, and we'll show you why in a few moments here. There's a soft looping liner out into left, and Ruggiano has a base hit, so he's on for the first time. The Rays have their 5th hit of the night. Not only is Stan Rhodes a great camera operator, but he was pretty good in front of the camera and showing that he can handle play-by-play as well. Let's just take a look at that. Southern Championship Wrestling.
And welcome to Southern Professional Wrestling.
But I have a hunch, Stan, that those two will be meeting each other again one day.
No doubt about it. Chris has been putting the title up on the line some time now. Well, there you have it.
Stan and Gordon right there. I tell you, you don't get much better than that. Right. We have stuff on everybody. Some of it is arable and some of it is not. That might have been borderline, but it was really good. Swing and a miss. See, marriage proposals, birthdays, this is your life. It all breaks out here at Tropicana Field. If you're not here, you are really missing something. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Kelly Shopping. Ground ball down to third, backhanded. Descalso goes to Schumacher and over to Freeze. That's an around the horn double play on a sharply hit ball off the bat of Shopping. 5-4-3 it goes to erase the leadoff base hit.
Well, Descalso gets the tough backhand, throws it flat-footed, and Schumacher, avoiding Ruggiano, makes a nice throw over to Freeze to complete that double play. That was a nice turn by the Cardinal
Infield. Much tougher than they made it look.
Now Reed Brignac. Pitch is upstairs, 1-0. Brignac struck out on a changeup his first time. Upstairs, 2-0. Kyle McClellan has been a product of the Cardinal farm system. In fact, he's from the St. Louis area. Went to high school there. High fly ball into center. Rasmus back and makes the catch. Rays are finished. No runs a hit. We're through 5. 1-0 St. Louis. 5 headed into the 6th inning. Jeff Neiman and Kyle McClellan hooked up in this one. Middle game of the series, the Rays taking on the St. Louis Cardinals in interleague action. We got Jeff in the mid-70s, 75 pitches through 5. McClellan has made 60 through 5. David Freese has been on twice. He walked and has an infield single. Takes a pitch for a strike. Pitch a little harder than the curveball. Might have been a slider to start him. Pitch and a fastball. It's 1-1.
Well, here into the 6th inning, midway through the order for the 3rd time, and Jeff Neiman introduces another pitch.
And another little tap. Neiman's going to try to make the play. Cannot come up with it. And Freese has another infield hit. Boy, the Cardinals are just wearing out the infield turf. And Neiman gets a lift from Longoria there.
Well, again, just a little nub. Jeff Neiman's got to regroup, try to get over there. And he starts to go down. You get that momentum, that body headed down. That's a big boy. I mean, even if he comes up with that ball, there's no way he's going to be able to turn around, make the throw, and get Freese. So it is what it is.
So 7 hits. And we've seen a number of those turn out to be infield hits. At least 4 of their 7 hits have been infield hits.
A couple nubs. That play by Brignac made a great play in the hole.
Kobe Rasmus up here, moved to first, and Freese is back in. Rasmus. The fly ball went to center his first time up, and then he struck out missing a curveball the last time. And he misses a curveball to start this at bat.
Well, that has been the pitch tonight for Jeff Neiman. This curveball, look at the spin that he is able to generate and how late the break is. See Rasmus right over the top of it.
His 5 strikeouts, 4 have been on and missing that pitch. Upstairs, his first strikeout was the leadoff man, Nick Punto. Took a fastball up for a ball, 3rd strike. The rest have been swinging at curveballs.
And that's why that curveball's been so consistent for Jeff Neiman, because he knows he's not throwing that with a lot of velocity. So he just allows himself to stay tall on the rubber and then just throws it out in front. Doesn't worry about the velocity on it, lets the break do its thing. Too many times on the fastball, what you see is he starts to try to throw the fastball with his body and get his body going towards home plate a little bit too soon, and then the arm's not able to catch up. He doesn't do that on the curveball because he's not worried about the velocity.
A 1-2 count. Low and blocked by Shopping. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And you can see that Kelly Shopping and Jeff Neiman have obviously come to the same conclusion. This is the best pitch for him tonight, the most consistent, because they are wearing it out right now.
Yeah, he's thrown a lot of curveballs in that good outing he had against Milwaukee. Threw a lot of 2-seamers with the curveball. Pitch, fastball a bit off the plate end. Let's take a look at this one. A full count results. Oh,
close enough.
Yeah, well, that's a strike.
You know, he's thrown that from over.
Track.
Yeah,
that's a strike.
3rd base side. Cut right across the plate.
Fly ball lifted into center. Back goes Upton. A little more carry. DJ takes care of that about 2.5, 3 steps back on the track. One away, and with that, we'll check in with Todd Callis.
Check it. Hey, there we are. Tomorrow before the game, the Rays are going to have their all-star selection or selections. But before that, on Sunday, here you see the players playing in the XM Futures game, 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Tim Beckham, #1 overall pick in the 08 first-year player draft. Matt Moore having a great year at Montgomery. Hak-Ju Lee playing very well and tearing it up at Charlotte in the Florida State League. So that'll be the players to watch for out of the Rays system in the Sunday Futures game.
Yadier Molina with the man at first and 1 out. Jeff takes the fastball plenty high that time. 1-0. Molina with the 2 hits, both coming off fastballs. That was a good look at the Rays' future right there. And Beckham encouraging because he's really putting together a good year. And away. 2 balls and no strikes. Those 3. Hak-Ju Lee along with Beckham will be in the Futures game, and that's a road to the big leagues right there. 2-0. Foul ball back. 2-1. In fact, 5 of the Rays currently on the roster played in that game, including Neiman. Longoria, Hellickson, Upton played in 2 of them, and Cruz. Juan Cruz played in that game. Two balls and a strike. A little popper this time. The shortstop Brignac makes the catch. So 2 away here. You know, the Rays with Beckham, he's played mostly at shortstop at AA Montgomery. And as Todd mentioned, he was drafted out of high school, and it would appear from a distance here, just watching his development, it has taken him a couple years, as is not unusual for a high school player to catch up with the idea of playing every day the way you do in pro ball. And he's really having the kind of year that the Rays kept looking for and were confident that he would have. So that's really good news in their development of players.
And when you get into professional baseball and you're playing a minor league season 5 months and you're playing every day, major league season, of course, 6 months, it is an eye-opener. There's no question about it. The grind, it's not just the playing every day. It's, you know, in AA, you know, a lot of bus trips, you know, a night game and leave after the night, drive all night, get into the city the next morning and have to play that night. So it's not just the fact that you're playing every night, but your schedule gets all out of whack because of these crazy trips and everything else. So it is definitely an eye-opener, and there is an adjustment period for everybody.
1 strike to count to Daniel Descalso. And the runner at first and 2 outs, and he fouls this one 0-2. Well, number one, you start playing every day when you get to pro ball in the minor leagues, and now you're playing against the best guy off every team that they've ever played on.
Yeah, these are big-time all-star teams. Right.
2 strikes to count here to Descalso. Did he go? He did not on the appeal to third, and alertly Freese moves into second base. So Freese moves up to scoring position on what's going to be a wild pitch.
No, he did not go. That was the right call. They went down to Vic Carapazza. He gave the safe call, and you're right, Dwayne. That was heads up by Freese, able to move up. This is just a 1-run ball game. Every opportunity counts.
Yeah, that's heads up base running by the Cardinal first baseman tonight, David Freese. And a ground ball to second. Zobrist up with it. That takes care of the Cardinals. They leave a man. We go to the bottom of the sixth. 1-0 St. Louis. Summary with a dandy pitching matchup. Jeff Neiman with 5 strikeouts, hooked up against Kyle McClellan. He struck out 4, giving the Rays no runs on 5 hits, a couple of base hits by Johnny Damon in the mix, and the only run came on the leadoff 4th inning home run by Lance Berkman. Here's Damon swinging over an off-speed pitch. Strike 1. Bottom of the 6th is underway. And a chop right side. That's going to find its way through. It's a 3-hit night for Johnny Damon. Chopped it to the right of Freeze. So Damon has 3 of the 6 Rays hits tonight. And the Rays put the leadoff man on base again. Damon opened the first with a base hit. Upton opened the second with a base hit. Ruggiano opened the 5th with a base hit, and now Damon has opened the 6th inning with a hit. The Rays have yet to score a run. So with each leadoff single, the odds you would think would then start to turn and be in the Rays' favor.
Well, and you're starting to get here into the second half of the ball game. It's time to make something happen.
Damon backhanded first. Ben Zobrist is the hitter.
You're only going to get so many opportunities during the course of a game, and this being another one. Time to put something together.
And a move to first. Damon diving back in safely. The Rays got Damon to second base in the 3rd. And that's as close as they've come. Cullen holds the ball and now makes the pitch, and it's wide. Ball and no strikes.
Kyle McClellan has done a nice job of making pitches when he's had to. He's kept the ball down. A lot of ground balls. He had the changeup working early in the ball game. Been very efficient with the pitch count.
Quick toss over there. Johnny Damon dives back in.
You know, these are the type of opportunities, you know, sinker ballers typically will give up about a hit an inning, sometimes more, but they're always just that one pitch away from getting a double play because they throw so many ground balls.
And a pop up, foul ball back. Molina got a late start, and that ball is out of play anyway. Molina wasn't quite sure where that was going to wind up.
Yeah, he didn't pick it up right away. By the time he ran back there, it ended up in foul territory anyway, behind the screen. So he would have had no play on, but you can see, can't find it.
So Zobrist gets a shot here as that ball landed just on the stands side of the screen. 2-1. Boston has a 4-1 lead. In Houston, that game has moved into the bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees beat the Mets already. For the first, and Damon is back in. Again, a move over there. Now Damon with 7 steals. His last steal was on the 6th of June. Pitch is high. Now it's 3-1.
Well, definitely Kyle McClellan paying a lot of attention to Johnny Damon. He's lost his command here. That pitch nowhere near the strike zone. Haven't seen that from him all night. The Rays did try to swipe a bag off this tandem, McClellan and Molina, with B.J. Upton earlier in the game, and Molina threw him out by plenty.
First 3-ball count, and there's ball 4. So Damon goes to second, and Zobrist walks. That 3-1 pitch. The first 3-ball count tonight for McClellan.
Well, he was paying so much attention to Johnny Damon. You talk about dividing a pitcher's mind. That's exactly what happened. The last couple of pitches that he threw Johnny Damon was the worst command that he's had any part of this game. And very efficient with the pitch count. Came into this inning averaging just 12 pitches an inning. And right now in a little bit of trouble here. And the Rays have a wonderful opportunity with 2 runners on, nobody out. In the middle of their lineup coming up.
So Longoria 0 for 2 is after the first pitch and lifts a high popper into shallow right center. On the run is Jay to make the catch. 1 away.
You know, when Evan
the
was
line and right there.
Yeah, when Evan was struggling earlier, he came off the disabled list with the oblique, reaching for a lot of pitches, and here he gets again a slider that's moving away from him. That's not the aggressive swing that you want to see from Evan, following that slider down and off the plate and hitting that little pop-up out into shallow right field.
So Jay had a little bit of a run to make toward the line and right, that right field line, but he got there. You know, you don't often see when Longoria is going, when he's swinging the bat well, that he would be anxious enough to chase that pitch.
That's it. That's not a full count slider. Maybe it's going to be there, maybe it's not. That's the first pitch of an at-bat.
Swing and a miss by Matt Joyce on a fastball down.
You're really looking, to get a pitch that you can drive. And you're right, you chase a slider down and off the plate on the first pitch of an at-bat. I think that comes back to the Rays having trouble scoring runs here at home. And everybody's trying to do a little bit too much. It becomes such a mental thing.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, there's no question that something like this, it's lasted half a season. And it's not surprising that it would be a mental issue of at least some degree.
Everybody wants to be the hero. Everybody wants to be the guy that brings the team out of it. The big blast.
Foul ball back, 1 and 2. I think in Evan's case, all these guys, they just want to do their jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, Evan wants to do what he does, and that's produce runs. And there is a human element to that. There's a frustration level involved, and I think we just saw that on that first pitch. Fouled out of play by Joyce. Foul the other way. Lefties have had a tough time against this right-hander. That has been his history in the major leagues. Coming out of the bullpen, it was not unusual to have the Cardinals bring McClellan in to face left-handed hitters. He's that good against lefties. And the pitch is down a little bit. 2-2. The Rays hoping for a little more of what we saw last night from Matt Joyce in the 8th inning when he connected on that fastball up. Matt hitting his 11th home run of the year. There's a shot down the right field line, but it is foul. Well, they almost got some of that. He was out in front just a little bit of that off-speed pitch.
Oh, that pitch was almost in the same spot as the home run from last night. Elevated right there. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, 80 miles an hour. Just got the bat started a little bit too quickly. And that hook foul.
Well, you think something like that, if they could connect, just get the Rays over the top here at home and break out. But that one was foul. Zobrist first, Damon second, 1 out, 2-2 the count to Matt. And a little chopper to second. Schumacher. No, out at second base. He had to go back to get the bag for the force play. If they handle it flawlessly, they've got a chance for a double play. But Punto across the bag had to go back and find it.
Now that was going to be tough too because of the chop. And you're right, his foot was not on there. Zobrist is coming in aggressively, and Kerwin Danley was all over that play too, so he had better have gone back and gotten it, or would not have gotten that call.
Well, here's BJ. Upton leads the team in home runs and runs batted in a big RBI spot now with the Rays down 1-0. And he takes a pitch too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Upton had an infield hit in the second, then was caught trying to steal second base. He struck out swinging. He chased a fastball up in the 4th inning when he struck out. Down and away, 2-0. For the first time tonight, the Rays have a runner at third base. Damon there, Joyce at first.
You're BJ Upton. You're up in the count 2-0. You got the sinker baller McClellan on the mound. You really want to force him to throw a pitch up in the zone. You take right now a fastball at the knees in this count. Make him elevated.
2-0. And it's low and outside. He threw him a 2-0 curveball right there. But McClellan not giving in. Down 2-0 in the count. Casey Kochman on deck. And that is ball 4. So the second walk of the inning, and the Rays have the bases loaded with the left-handed bat of Casey Kochman coming up. So here we are. Kochman, who's hit the ball all over the place this year, left, center, and right. And he's facing this right-hander who is tough on left-handed hitters. So we'll see.
Now, Casey Kochman is a tough out, especially when he gets into tight situations or big situations. 2 strikes, he does a nice job. And here with the bases loaded, I like this guy at the plate.
He takes a pitch down and in. 1 ball, no strikes.
That's not 5 straight for McClellan.
That's the 20th pitch thrown by McClellan in this inning. He's thrown 9 each in the last 2 innings, and not more than 14 in the front 3. In fact, he's thrown 14 pitches in the first, second, and third innings, respectively. And then 9 in the 4th and 9 in the 5th. Up to 20 right now. Damon at third, Joyce at second, Upton at first. There they are. The pitch is away. 2 balls and no strikes.
So once again, 2-0. Wait him out. Wait for your pitch. Bases loaded. Nowhere to put you. And right now, can't find the zone.
And I'll tell you, all of the outfielders are in. I mean, Rasmus in center field is close, but Berkman and Jay close on the corners. And a hot shot, base hit. That's going to go for extra bases up the right field line. 1 run is in. Damon has scored. Joyce has scored. Upton will score. It's a 2-base hit for Casey Kochman, and the Rays take a 3-1 lead. Kochman on a 2-0 pitch doubles up the right field line, and the Rays break through here in the 6th inning.
Now Kochman comes through again in a tight situation. Bases loaded, 2 outs. He got the count in his favor, and he got a pitch that he liked right out over the plate, and he just hammers this. Checkers double of the game. The line shot right by David Freese. He keeps it fair and empties the bases.
Well, a great job by Kochman. He was patient to get the count 2-0. Now Ruggiano takes a fastball up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. That was a great piece of hitting right there by Kochman. Not only did he physically execute, but the mental side of that at bat was very impressive. And now Dave Duncan's going to go out to talk with McClellan. The Cardinal bullpen starts to stir. Kochman's 2nd hit, his 16th double of the year. There's been a long inning by McClellan. It started on the Damon base hit. Couple walks in the mix. Their inability to turn the double play ball on that ball hit by Joyce extends the inning. Jason Mott, hard throwing right-hander, up in the bullpen. It's a 1-0 count to Ruggiano. So that trip to the mound gives McClellan a little breather, and the bullpen a couple extra tosses. Two and 0. Each team now with 7 hits, and the Rays are broken through for 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. His 4th home run of the year.
Well, Kyle McClellan, his last 10 pitches, he threw 8 balls, gave up Kochman's bases clearing double, and that home run. 2 fastballs out over the plate, got crushed, and have led to 5 runs for the Rays here in a hurry. And that was a no-doubter. Kobe Rasmus turned around and gave it a courtesy jog, but that was blasted.
Now the Rays have knocked McClellan out of this game. Well, after the at-bat to Joyce, he walked Upton on 4, got behind Kochman, who doubled on a 2-0 pitch. Ruggiano homers on a 2-0 pitch, and the Rays lead 5-1. Rays here at home.
2 walks.
5 runs here, and they lead 5-1. 25 pitches in the 6th inning. And for McClellan, one of those innings, a lot of pitches in a short amount of time, and it really started to show on the last 3 hitters he faced. And now it's Jason Mott to face Kelly Shopping. First pitch to him is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Sixth appearance for Mott. Two and 0.
And Mott, high energy coming out of that bullpen. Little cut fastball there at 88. He's got a very good arm. Rushes that fastball up into the mid-90s.
Swing and a miss, and you just saw one right there at 96. It's 2-1. Rays with 5 runs, 8 hits off McClellan. Struck out 4 and walked 2. Made 85 pitches total. And a swing and a miss by Shopping. Another fastball. That one a tick up on the last one. 96 and then 97.
Those last 2 were in the same exact spot too, and it has that kind of velocity. Kelly Shopping's swing just not able to get on top of him.
And a swing and a miss. He just overpowered Shopping with a fastball at 97 to retire the side. The Rays score 5. Big double by Kochman with the bases loaded, and Ruggiano with a 2-run home run. 5-1 Tampa Bay. Kochman unloading a bases loaded double to chase home 3. So the Rays with a big 6th inning. Ruggiano belting a 2-run shot. So we go to the 7th with Skip Schumacher stepping in, leading off. Jeff Neiman with a different point of view right now. Pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. Neiman through 6 innings and made 92 pitches, and the Rays bullpen is busy as he starts the 7th inning. The pitch that gets by Shopping. It's 2-0. Just how big an outburst for the Rays at home to score 5. Well, only 3 times this year have they scored more than 5 runs in a game at home total. There's a strike. It's 2-1. They lead 5-1 right now. And a liner skipping past Zobrist into center. Upton retrieves it in center field. And the leadoff hitter is on base.
Now, a limited number of tickets are remaining for Madden's Summer Social on August the 4th. Log on to RaysBaseball.com to reserve your game ticket. Plus VIP access to the exclusive post-game reception with Rays manager Joe Madden, Rays players and coaches. There'll be a D. Wayne Stats sighting. Todd Callis will be there.
And Brian Anderson.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Well, I didn't want to sound real excited about, hey, and guess I'll be there too. That, you know, a little much.
Yeah, I know.
Let you do it.
Yeah, and I did. 1 ball, no strikes. I just knew where you were on that.
Yeah, you can't self-promote.
No, and you're not like that. I know that.
It's Bush League.
Well, Jim Hickey's going to make a trot to the mound here to talk with Neiman and give the bullpen a little bit more time. Jeff missing on that first pitch to Punto after delivering the leadoff single. Schumacher's at first. And Rays grabbing the lead here to make sure that they can set the right tone to try to get through the top of the 7th inning.
And this is a big inning. Big inning for the Rays after that outburst. You want to put this Cardinal team right down, have a nice clean inning. Obviously that's not going to happen with Schumacher's base hit up the middle. However, you want to get out of this without giving up any runs.
Runner's going, the pinch hit on the ground back to the hill, and Neiman tries to find it, and the throw not going to be in time. Neiman reaching down with a pitching hand, stopped it, and then had to look around for it. By the time he could grab that baseball, Punto had himself a base hit.
Well, he reached back with a pitching hand because he falls off to the first base side. As he comes back, that's all he can do. And then you get that big guy lumbering around that mound trying to reach down barehanded and throw it off balance. It just took too long.
So the Cardinals with 2 hits here to open the 7th inning, and that's going to be it for Neiman. The Rays will go to the bullpen, leading 5-1. We'll be back with a new pitcher in a moment. Six innings plus. He gave up 9 hits. The Cardinals have 5 infield hits, and he was involved in 3 of them. He struck out 5 and walked 2. And so he'll depart with runners at first and second.
Yeah, that hit total a little bit misleading. Only 2 balls were really scorched. That base hit up the middle by Schumacher, the home run forced by Berkman. Threw the ball well.
So here is John Jay. Cesar Ramos on to face him. Pitch is low. And Holiday next. The Rays have Juan Cruz down in the bullpen. Trevor Miller, lefty, up in the Cardinal bullpen. Pitch is low. Blocked by Shopik. So Ramos in here to get Jay. Ramos in for 2/3 of an inning last night. And he throws a strike. Fastball. Ball 3. Fastball missing down and away. Madden has the lefty in with the express purpose of facing the left-handed hitter. Ramos behind him, 3-1. Cut and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Thank you very much, John Jay. That was ball 4. The predetermined swing. I get the fastball. I'm taking a rip. Missed it by plenty. That gives Ramos the opportunity to get off the hook here.
So full count. And a foul ball. Just off his foot. Ramos will have to make another 3-2 pitch. Boston leads Houston in the top of the 7th inning. That's a 5-2 game. Marlins lead the Texas Rangers in Arlington, bottom of the 3rd, 6-0. And here it's a 3-2 count in the 7th inning to John Jay. And another tap foul. Forcing another 3-2 delivery. Cardinals scored a run on the home run in the 4th inning by Lance Berkman. The Rays put 5 on the board in the bottom half of inning 6. Fly ball headed toward left center. Ruggiano makes the catch for the out. It appeared that Ruggiano had a little trouble maybe with the lights there. Caught it off to the side, but made the grab. That's a big out. So Ramos, after falling behind, comes back to get Jay, and now it's Matt Holliday due, and Madden's going to make another change right here. He had Ramos in to get the lefty. We'll be back in a moment. Cardinals with a couple runners aboard. Schumacher at second and Puto at first. Major Ramos came on to get Jay on the fly ball to left, and now Matt Holliday is the hitter, and Juan Cruz will come on to face Holliday, against whom he's 5 of 9. Holliday 5 out of 9 with a home run and a walk and 2 strikeouts lifetime against Cruz. Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Ray's asking the bullpen to close out the Cardinal offense. And the pitch to Matt Holliday is a strike. Holliday singled in the first. Gone out to right with a fly ball and struck out trying to check his swing in the 5th. All of that against Neiman. Pitch stays inside. 1-1. You see a lot of cutter and slider action from Cruz, who has a good fastball.
When he throws it, he'll rush it up there 94, 95. That cutter, upper 80s.
It's inside. Fastball, 2-1.
Very apparent in this at bat that they do not want to allow Matt Holliday to get his arms extended. A couple of front door cutters to start him off. There was the traditional fastball that got away up and in.
He pops it foul out of play. Kochman gives it an effort, but it's out of reach, and the count goes to 2-2. Cruz, the third pitcher of the inning. Neiman started. That's for the 2 hits. One of those, an infield hit again. Ramos got Jay. A 2-2 count. Cruz against Holliday. Holliday fouls another one. Right side. That's out of play.
Last couple of cutters here by Cruz have found their way out over the plate. You got to be very careful with that pitch. That's the danger of that front door cutter. If you yank it a little bit too much, it just cuts right out over the plate. The hitter gets a pretty good look at it. A lot of times they get hit pretty hard.
Holliday right now 5 out of 20 for the Cardinal road trip with a home run. Came Tuesday in Baltimore. And that pitch pretty close right there. And Cruz hoping for the call. The count is full.
Well, this ball was in off the plate. Cutter, it was close. That's not a strike, but the actions by Juan Cruz after that certainly got the attention of Doug Eddings, who came out from behind home plate. You better throw the ball way over the plate right now. I'll be not going to get a borderline pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And a ground ball to short. Brignac out at second. Throw to first out there. The 6-4-3 double play. That gets the Rays out of that spot. 7th inning stretch. Rays lead 5-1. go to the Rays half of the 7th. And a familiar figure from the Rays' point of view. Trevor Miller is the new pitcher for the Cardinals. Reed Brignac's going to face him. Rays leading 5-1. And the pitch is a bit inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Trevor, the third pitcher for the Cardinals. Tap foul. It's 1-1.
Trevor on for the 34th time. 0-1 record. Does have the 4 holds. It's 14 in the 3rd innings of work. Those 33 appearances.
And a line drive. That's going to be a base hit out of the reach of Schumacher. So Brignac against the lefty comes up with a base hit. That's primarily Trevor Miller's role out of the bullpen. The specialist role against lefties. And he'll face Johnny Damon. Damon 3 for 3 tonight. He surpassed Ted Williams on the all-time hit list. First, and Brignac is back in there. Neiman for the Rays gave up 1 run in 6+ innings. McClellan 5 2/3, charged with all 5 Rays runs for St. Louis. Neiman takes the pitch for a strike. Was Damon's single in the 6th inning, a leadoff base hit that started the 5-run uprising. And he takes this one into left, and that's going to be a base hit. He'll make the turn down at second. Brignac, and it's first and second here. So Damon with a 4-hit game. Well, he had 4 hits on the road trip in Houston. So this is his second 4-hit game of the year. And his 39th career 4-hit game. 2 men on now with nobody out. Tony La Russa comes out of the dugout with Zobrist due up here. The Cardinals are going to go to the bullpen. We'll be back in a moment.
First 2 on here in the bottom of the 7th.
Experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase tickets or for just more information.
Rays have put a couple men on base and nobody else. Or nobody out, we should say. And Brandon Dixon, 26-year-old right-hander who'd been at Memphis, will make his major league debut. Rays now with 10 hits on the night, with Brignac at second and Damon at first. It's been Zobrist in the first pitch. Dixon delivers it a little bit high, 1 ball and no strikes. Cardinals signed him as a free agent in 2006. Pitch is down, 2-0. He's the 8th player to make his major league debut for the Cardinals this season. And this team is in first place in the Central to start the day in the National League by a game. That's foul. So that's an unusual number of major league debuts
Before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
I mean, this is still the first half, or right at the halfway point as far as games played.
and 1. Rays trying to add to this lead. And there's a high shot back into deep right. Jay back. He's going to go to the track and we'll have room. The tag at second. Brignac's going to go to third and Damon back to first. So the Rays will have men on the corners and Zobrist gave it a ride. Just not quite deep enough.
Now the swing there by Zobrist. He just had to pull his hands in a little bit too close. Right there. You see how close they were to his body. Just ran out of power. And that ball was out there deep. Not quite deep enough. However, you still got Reed Brignac to move up to third base with just one out here. And Evan Longoria now looking to get something into the outfield.
Evan 0 for 3. And a ground ball to third. Descalso to Schumacher and over to first. 5-4-3 on the double play. We head into the 8th. 5-1 Tampa Bay. 6th have a 5-1 lead. Lance Berkman will open the 8th inning for St. Louis with Juan Cruz on the hill. Berkman, Freese, and Rasmus due up. The pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 5-10-0 for the Rays. 1-9-0 for the Cardinals. Yankees beat the Mets today 5-2. Anderson hit his 22nd home run of the year. 2-0 to Berkman. And Boston now has a 6-3 lead in the top of the 8th in Houston. It's upstairs. 3-0 as Cruz falls behind Berkman. Cardinals have moved Mark Hamilton, the left-handed hitting first baseman, into the on-deck circle. And there's ball 4. So Berkman draws the walk. And Hamilton will hit for Freese. Hamilton started the game last night at first base, walked and went 0 for 2. And Jim Hickey calling for time and heads to the mound.
Well, Dwayne, we've gone from 16 and now we're down to the final 2, the greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classic moment. Then tune in to the 2011 Major League Baseball All-Star Game on Tuesday, July the 12th at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific here on Fox to find out who the big winner is going to be. Under the 2 moments, you got the Cal Ripken, his last All-Star game where he moved from third base to shortstop, hit a home run in that game. And then you also have the 1955 All-Star game where Stan Musial, the St. Louis Cardinals, hit a walk-off in the 12th inning. Those are your moments.
Okay.
Vote.
There's Mark Hamilton. Pitch outside. Oh, so that's 5 straight pitches out of the strike zone for Cruz. Cruz came on, got a double play ball from Matt Holliday. He'd gone to 3-2 and got a ground ball to short to end the Cardinal 7th inning threat. And there's a foul ball, and boy, that bat just splintered all over the place. How about that? The barrel end of that bat just splintered off.
Well, you see where the end of the bat is cupped. Hits right off the cup. That's exactly what it did. The top of that bat, there's a little piece of it at the very top that's kind of hollowed out, almost like a half moon shape. You catch it just right, and it blows those pieces right off.
The 1-1. The foul ball. Fastball fouled the other way. Roy Halladay won today. He's 11-3 now. Phillies beat the Blue Jays. Batista hit a home run. His 26th for Toronto.
Halladay getting a chance to go pitch against Toronto in Toronto. He's a member of the Phillies, and shockingly enough, he picks up a win.
Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rays bullpen trying to work its way through the St. Louis lineup, holding a 5-1 lead. J.P. Howell up along with Duel Peralta. Down and in. Now it's a full count. Runner at first on the 4-pitch walk is Lance Berkman. 3-2 to Mark Hamilton, pinch hitting for David Freese. It's on on the move, and the pitch is lined into right. Joyce is there to make the catch. Got a chance for a double play, but the throw is high, way over the head of Kochman. And Berkman got back in there.
Oh, Matt Joyce was so excited to make that throw. I mean, he just launched that. Had the man breaking across the middle open. Threw it right to the safety.
So that's the first out. And Colby Rasmus is due up. And Joe Madden's going to make a call to the bullpen for J.P. Howell to face Rasmus again tonight. Colby Rasmus up here facing J.P. Howell, and Rasmus fouls that first pitch away for a strike. It was Rasmus who launched the home run, the 3-run home run in the 8th inning last night. It really sealed the deal for the Cardinals. Gave them a 5-0 lead. The Rays came back but fell 2 runs short. The pitch is inside, 1-1, and after that home run is when it really got interesting here. Joe Madden had been ejected 2 hitters earlier, and then J.P. Howell was ejected. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and David Price and Elliott Johnson ejected from the bench. Carapazza, who was working the plate last night, ejected Madden, and then Howell, and Doug Eddings, who's behind the plate tonight, ejected Johnson and Price. That pitch, did he go? He did not on the appeal. So the count is 2-2. Of course,
do not leave it in his hands. No.
And Rasmus checked.
He did.
It's a 2-2 count. It's a fly ball back into center. Upton is right there to catch it. 2 gone, with Berkman still at first after the leadoff walk. And now with Molina due, Madden comes out, and he's going to go to the bullpen again with Peralta warming up. So Madden going right down the line here. So J.P. got Rasmus tonight. We'll be back in a moment. Joel Peralta, their 5th pitcher of the night, now on the hill. He's in here to face Molina. The pitch is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. So Matt going right down the line here with the matchups.
Yes, he is.
It's the 3rd pitcher of this inning. Molina takes it to right. That ball's headed toward the corner, but it's foul. Fortunately for the Rays, slicing just enough to hit the sidewall foul. And that's something that Molina has done a lot of this year, is hit the ball the other way.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys. He's a spray line drive hitter who's more than willing. If you want to stay away from him, he will shoot the ball to right field, and he came very close there. Keeping one fair and having him rattle around down in that corner.
Molina actually is hitting better against right-handed pitching than left-handed pitching by quite a margin. 293 against right-handers and 237 against lefties. The fact that he takes the ball the other way really helps him in that regard.
Yeah, it forces him to stay in there on a righty, stay on the ball, and if it's working its way away from him, he shoots it to right field. A lot of times then, as a right-handed hitter, when you face lefties, you see the arm slot a little bit better. It's away from you. You get a little pull happy. And the numbers start to slide, but you're right. You're hitting that well off righties. You are using right field.
There's a strike. Up again, a breaking pitch. 2-2. He walked. 2 outs, 2-2 the count. And a bouncer foul. Peralta pitched a 3rd of an inning last night. He's on a pace to finish somewhere with 75 to 80 appearances this year. That's busy.
Yes. He has been used and up a lot, obviously.
Ground ball, roller to short. Redyak takes it to first. Molina's out there. That'll retire the side. A man left. Bottom of the 8th coming. 5-1 Tampa Bay. to you by your greater Tampa Bay area Buick GMC dealers. By Checkers, Feast On. And by Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike back with CyberKnife and Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. The Rays lead the Cardinals 5-1, and the Cardinals have made a number of changes defensively, with Matt Joyce due to lead off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brandon Dixon on the hill, and his first pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Tony Cruz has taken over behind the plate. Terrio takes over at shortstop. The ground ball to Terrio. Will throw to first. He went across to Hamilton, who's now playing first. They have the shortstop, Terrio. Nick Punto moves over from short to play second base. Schumacher's in left field, and Hamilton's at first, with Cruz behind the plate. Suddenly, a Grapefruit League game is broken out. B.J. Upton takes the pitch too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball away. Dixon came on, got a double play ball out of Longoria. He got credit for the full inning in the 7th inning when he got Zobrist to fly to right field. And then with men at first and third, Longoria grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. Upton takes it for a strike, and it's 3-1. So Dixon, they call him Cotton. His grandmother nicknamed him that. You can see why. 3-1 pitch is popped up. Muto, the second baseman, is there and makes the catch. Right now, let's go to Todd. He is standing by. Todd?
All right, Dwayne, time to check in on the Ottaway text poll question of the night. We're going to have a pitching change first. Let's get back to this. No, let's do the Ottaway text poll question. Here we go. Who will lead the Rays in RBIs this year? Nobody on pace for 85, but do you like B.J. Upton, TB1, Matt Joyce, TB2, Ben Zobrist, TB3, Johnny David, TB4, Evan Longoria, TB5. Text your votes to 789-789. We'll have the results for you in the postgame show.
Thank you very much. Pitching change is right. Cardinals will call upon their 5th pitcher of the night. Is the new pitcher against Casey Kotchman. Pitch is upstairs. Valdez Lopez makes his second appearance. Dixon, his predecessor, made his major league debut tonight. The strike, and it's 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. All of the Rays' runs tonight came in a 5-run 6. They have 10 hits. 3 of their hits came in that inning. A 3-run double and a 2-run home run. The biggest blows. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Way out of play. Justin Ruggiano, who homered in that inning, is on deck. Kochman delivered the bases loaded double. He shoots it into center field. That's going to stay up. Caught out there by Rasmus, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. We will go to the 9th, and the Rays lead 5-1.
Into the top of the 9th inning, 5-1. Sunday on Inside the Rays, we take viewers to the Tampa Bay Rays Academy in the Dominican Republic. Learn how the Rays fine players develop their baseball skills and prepare them to advance in the Rays organization. It's all on Inside the Rays Dominican Academy Sunday, following the Rays and these Cardinals on Sun Sports.
Daniel Descalso leads it off, and he misses the first pitch delivered by Joel Peralta. Strike 1. Neiman works 6 innings plus. Cesar Ramos at third, Cruz an inning, Howell at third. Peralta got the final out on the 8th, and he opens the 9th. The pitch is foul back. 0-2. Schumacher next, and then Punto due. Upstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. Peralta trying to get the leadoff man. It's upstairs. 2-2. A lot of moves here in the late stages of this game after the Rays grab the lead with their 5-run sixth. Rays sent Neiman out to start the seventh with base hits by Schumacher and Punto. Started all the changes. Ramos left-handed hitting Jay in the seventh. He's got a double play ball out of Holiday. And a swing and a miss. So Descalso's out on strikes. Ball disappeared on him.
Yeah, that was the split finger there by Joel Peralta. Very effective because he threw it right out over the plate. Wasn't to the corner, the meat of the plate. The bottom just falls out.
Yeah, it really fell out to the point where Shopping caught it on the short hop.
That's a split finger for you.
There's Schumacher.
When you have the kind of confidence to throw that pitch right out over the heart of the plate, that's when you get those swings and misses. If that's to the outside corner, good chance Descalso takes it. But he sees that ball coming down the middle. Maybe it's at the bottom of the strike zone. I got to protect here with two. And before you know it, it's gone. Catcher better block it.
Pitch down. 2 balls, no strikes. The Rays, to this point, have piecemealed the end of this game out of the bullpen. The pitch is a strike. A 2-1 count. Rays with 5 runs tonight, 10 hits. We'll run the count to 2-2. After their 46th win of the season, starting tonight in 3rd place in the East. And a line drive base hit. Ball stayed up. And Schumacher singles, picking up his 2nd hit of the evening.
Oh, that was the split finger that did not dive. Acted more like a changeup. Schumacher did a nice job. You see the grip. This one stays up. Schumacher, a nice job of keeping his hands back long enough that he can flip that ball out into right field. Sometimes you can fool the hitter's body, but if he keeps his hands back, he will give himself a chance, and that's exactly what happened there.
One on, one out, Nick Punto in the batter's box. The pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Each team with 10 hits. Strike at the knees, catching the zone. 1-1. Kyle Farnsworth up in the Rays bullpen. Takes the count to a ball, 2 strikes. One out. Descalso struck out. Schumacher is aboard at first with a base hit. It's 1-2 the count to Punto. They had an infield hit in the 7th inning. Ball back. Neiman gave up 9 hits, and that infield hit by Punto was the 9th, and 5 of those 9 hits were infield hits. Overall, the Rays do pretty good about this outing by Neiman. His 3rd outing since coming off the DL. Goes, and the pitch is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the runner moves up on indifference. 2-2. Punto is out on strikes. He got that pitch to dive. And now with 2 outs, the left-handed hitter Jay due up. Madden out of the dugout again. Well, these 2 managers, Madden and La Russa, trying to outdo each other in the moves department. I'm not sure who's ahead in that tally. Again, Ramos, Cruz, Howell, Peralta, now Farnsworth with a runner at second and 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
Kyle Farnsworth comes on for the 37th time, 16 out of 18 in the saves. How about that? Just 2 walks in 32 2/3 innings.
Jay fouls it back. That's a strike. Neiman worked 6 innings plus, gave up a run. Cardinals have a run and 10 hits. Pitch outside. 1-1, a fastball from Farnsworth at 97. Foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
How about what he's featuring tonight? The fastball, 96, 97. The cutter at 92. Electric stuff coming out of that bullpen. He knows he's just got 1 hitter to face if he does his job right, so every pitch max effort.
all the moves through the bullpens, both sides. The starting pitchers still the pitchers of record. Swing, foul ball, holds the count at 2-2. Last time both teams had 10 hits here in the Trop. It's when the Rays beat the Red Sox 6-5 on July the 5th last year. Each team with 10 hits. Last time the Rays had 10 hits here was against the Indians at the end of May. May the 29th. 2-2. Way up and outside, and the count is full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Field. Joyce is there, and the Rays win it. It's a 5-1 final. Neiman's going to get the win. McClellan will be the losing pitcher. For Jeff Neiman, his 3rd win. He's 3-4. McClellan is 6-5. And the Rays win their 46th game of the year. 5 on the final. We'll be back in a moment.